Everybody, what's up? As you can see, I'm wearing my Flash t-shirt, but I'm not going to be talking about a Flash topic. I'm going to be talking about Batman v Superman, and my thoughts on it. So, this is going to contain spoilers, so anybody who don't want to be spoiled off for any reason you haven't seen Batman v Superman yet, you don't have to watch this video. Or if you want to come back later, you can do that. So my thoughts on it. Well, honestly, once again, I'm wearing my Flash t-shirt because my Batman t-shirt and my Justice League t-shirt is dirty and I need to put it in the laundry. But anyway, too much info. My thoughts on Batman v Superman. A lot of like the rest of the world, mixed feelings about it, kind of mixed reaction. To me, it's a failure because it didn't exceed my expectations as a comic book fan. I know that us comic book fans have high demand when it comes to our comic book characters, but we are that way for a reason. A lot of us grew up reading this material and loving it from childhood until adulthood. And when, a comic book movie fails, we feel the pain, So my thoughts on it, I was not satisfied. My expectations for Batman v Superman was not high because of the director, Zack Snyder. Now, everybody has their own opinions about him. My opinion is that I'm not saying that he's a terrible director, but, I feel that for certain movies, each director has a certain flavor, and Zack Snyder just has the wrong flavor for comic book adaptations. As much as he, may want to do it, or, he may be a comic book guy, but for some reason he just doesn't follow through with the material as though he should. And also, he has trouble focusing, on a solid story. When I first saw Man of Steel, I was disappointed with that as well. But what's worse is I was more disappointed with Batman v Superman more than Man of Steel, and I didn't think that was possible. So I'll go into the positives first. Of course, everybody know that the biggest positive was Ben Affleck playing Batman. Of course. I didn't really know what to think when he first got cast for the role. I was kind of half and half on it, but, I was willing to give him a chance and give him the benefit of the doubt. And he actually proved me wrong, and some doubts that I had about him, stepping up his game and, rebounding from failing as Daredevil back in the day and coming in and taking on this huge role of Batman, knowing that all eyes was going to be on his performance. He pulled through pretty solidly. I enjoyed him as both Bruce Wayne and Batman. He surprised me, and that was a very good and very welcome and pleasant surprise. Henry Cavill performance, I feel that he's a good Superman. I mean, I can't go as far as to say great, because really, to be honest, I don't know if we've even seen his full potential as Superman, but I liked him as Clark Kent and Superman in this adaptation. But Wonder Woman, I loved. I think I loved her the most. She was definitely the star of this movie, which, it's not supposed to be that way. She's supposed to be not even really the co-star. She's like the guest star. This is Batman v Superman. This is mostly supposed to be focused on Batman v Superman. But I felt that Gal Gadot did a great job. And I'm looking forward to her movie just because of the performance that she pulled. So that was another plus for me. And I love the beginning part of this movie. And this is classic Zack Snyder. He did the same thing with Man of Steel. Man of Steel, the beginning of Man of Steel started off good. They start off on Krypton. We got a different take on it. The thing I got a little annoyed with was the way how General Zod killed Jor-El, Superman's father. That kind of annoyed me a little bit. Like I said, me being a comic book guy, I'm so used to seeing Jor-El and his wife Lara. They both died together on Krypton. I mean, they're both dying regardless, but you know what I mean. They both died as a couple, together. But then after that beginning sequence in Man of Steel, his movie just started, falling to pieces, And Man of Steel had great action, just like Batman v Superman, which we all knew was going to have fantastic action. But the overall story, the overall plot, like, he had a good thing going. If he just focused on Batman and Superman, their conflict, why they can't agree, how are they both going to, resolve their differences so they can team up, I think the movie would have exceeded better than what it turned out to be if Zack Snyder just only focused on Batman and Superman. That's it. Forget the Justice League for right now, even Wonder Woman. And as much as I loved her in this movie, but you could really see that she wasn't a necessary plot device, which is sad. And, that was upsetting to me as well. But even though, she wasn't a great plot device, she still pulled it off very well. So that's really saying a lot. So once this whole film comes out, something great to look forward to. Okay, what else? Yeah, so like the first 15 minutes of the movie was great. It made sense why Bruce Wayne was so upset with Superman, this alien from another planet that just came and, demolished Metropolis. Well, he was fighting Zod, so, duh. But they both wreaked havoc. Superman unintentional, Zod intentional, and Bruce Wayne saw his friends die because of it. He saw his Wayne building in Metropolis crumbled down. He saw people die. He saw a little girl's mother. She pointed to the building, and she said because Bruce asked her, where's your mom? And she said, Mommy was in that building. So he just hugged her, and you could see that, anger and pain in his eyes all at the same time. His best friend was in that building. One of his executives or whatever who works for him was in that building, and he died. So, there was, really, you saw through Bruce Wayne's eyes what that all meant. And that was a good story plot. That was a good story plot device. And nothing more was really needed. Lex Luthor wasn't even needed in this movie. God knows, I wish they did not. Now that's my most biggest, humongous gripe. Everything about Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor was wrong. My worst fears came to life. I knew it. I predicted it. I hate to get on camera on YouTube and toot my horn and say, I told you so, but yes, Lex Luthor was disastrous in this movie. And it's really sad because he's such an awesome villain in the comic books, and all of the adaptations of him in the movies have just been terrible. And as much as I love the Gene Hackman Lex Luthor, the Christopher Reeve version, but he was a little goofy. But at least some part of the Gene Hackman Lex Luthor has some kind of sinisterness to him, besides his little goofy performance. But when are we going to get the Lex Luthor that we all deserve, from the comic book, from the Lex Luthor from Smallville, Michael Rosenbaum, which I love him Clancy Brown, Superman, the animated series, that Lex Luthor. Like, when are we going to get that Lex Luthor? You know what I'm saying? The Lex Luthor, the businessman, the genius, the mastermind, the one who gives Superman so much hell, and he's just a mere mortal compared to this godlike alien from another planet, from Krypton. When are we going to get that Lex? I don't know, but Jesse Eisenberg he just destroyed it. I mean, he destroyed Lex Luthor in every sense of the word. And I don't mean in a good way. I mean in the most god-awful, terrible way. Every line he delivered and every little quiver, every little, oh, I love bringing people together. Oh yeah, I'm Lex, hi, nice to meet you. Come on. I mean, Zack Snyder, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I mean, really, dude? Really? And it's just poor directing, poor writing, and the story just went all over the place. It went to being so focused in the beginning to it just falling apart like a train wreck in the middle to the end. And it pains me to dog this movie. I'm not trying to be a Marvel fanboy. I love both Marvel and DC. I read both comic books heavily, and I love all these characters: Batman, Flash, Aquaman, Shazam, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, the list goes on and on. Martian Manhunter, Supergirl, I read these characters and I love them, so it's not about who's a Marvel fanboy, who's a DC fanboy. No, fuck all of that. This is about making a good movie, and Marvel they have the right mix and recipe to getting the right directors to, direct their movies, getting the right writers to write the script of their movies, and they are just doing things right. And DC is dropping the ball by putting their faith in the wrong people. And do Zack Snyder need to get fired? I won't say fire him completely. He could still stay on as a producer or something, but fire him as a director. Hell yeah. But am I looking forward to Ben Affleck's Batman? Hell yes. That I'm looking forward to. He's going to direct it, write it, and he's co-writing it with Jeff Johns, so it's going to be right. It's good. That Batman movie is going to set DC back straight. Now, they need to work on getting Superman straight. They need to work on getting Justice League straight, which God help us, because Zack Snyder is working on that now. So, fingers crossed. God help us. But the movie fell apart in a major way. Lois was just a helpless damsel in distress. She wasn't the ace reporter that she's supposed to be. They tried to give her a plot that didn't really work out. Doomsday was shit, figuratively and literally. Wonder Woman was awesome. Ben Affleck Batman was awesome. Henry Cavill was okay. Superman dying at the end, they just totally fucked that up. I mean, really. The death of Superman, you took a great comic book, like a iconic storyline from a comic book, and just totally destroyed it. Thanks, Zack Snyder. Thanks a lot. Fuck you, man. I mean, really. So these are my little thoughts on it. I'm going to make some more videos. So stay tuned for all things comics. I love talking about all things comics, even when it's disastrous like this. But, there's some glimmer of light through all this gloom for right now. So DC is not in major trouble, but they are in a little bit of trouble, especially with the box office drop, and now they're going to try to release the extra 4-hour rated R version in the movie theater. Damn. Good luck with that. That's all I got to say. So, love talking about all things comics. Peace. See ya.